Hello and welcome to the tutorial for how to download and use Ventrilo. Ventrilo is otherwise known as Vent and can be found at www.ventrilo.com. That is with one L. A lot of times people misspell it with two L's. Once you get to the website, you can click on either the download tab, and then sometimes it's down here as well, but it's chaos. So just go to the download tab here. And then it depends on which version. For my version, we're going to worry about Vista, so we click here. You want the client programs, not the server programs. They do have a version for Mac right here, and then different versions of Windows, but this is the most popular one. And you click there, they go through their warnings and crap. You hit I agree. This screen will pop up. Hit save. Wait for your crap to clear up. Your slow computer to download it. It's a really light program, so it doesn't take up much. My download speed today has been unsatisfactory. So, the information that we're going to talk about later that you need from the guild to be able to use Vent can be found in the guild info tab in game. You're looking for two lines of information. There's one that says host/IP and another one that says the port number. So this will do its scanning for viruses thing, and you shouldn't find any. Once it's done, you can double click the download. It'll come up and ask you all your warnings if you have it set up to do so. And then it'll begin to install. Click next, click your I agrees. You can say who you want it to register to. That would be me. And then you can set the who can use it. Set where it installs to. Usually all the normal spots it picks is sufficient, so not a lot of need to change those. And then of course the program will install. The speed of this depends on your computer, so be prepared to take a little bit of time to get it done. It shouldn't take long though. I think the fact that this is being recorded while it's downloading probably is affecting its speed greatly. And I have 1,000 screens up, so that's probably not helping. And it's not doing anything. Okay, here we go. So, once it completes here, should be done any second now. There you go. So you click your finish. You should be able to minimize your screens now here. And then find your little desktop icon. Move it to where you like it. Open it up. When it opens up, you'll see that mine comes up saved already, but that's because that mine, it just saved the registry files, I guess. But normally all this information would be blank. So the first place you want to start is creating a username. See the arrow there. And then again, this normally wouldn't be here. You'd simply have the new option. When you click new, it allows you to select a username. So we'll just put one in here. And then when you hit OK, it saves it in there. You can then save the phonetic name, which is what people hear when you log in. So for example, you could change it to coffee, and then when you logged in, you would hear coffee wants to log in. So then you can edit the description. I'm not sure what that is, to be completely honest, but not terribly relevant. Then click OK. And the second thing you would do is set up your server. So because this user is new, you actually get to see how this works out from a new standpoint. It'll be blank just as it is. You click new and you name the server. You can name this however you want. So whatever is going to remind you that it's this guild's information. So for example, I'll just type the name of the guild that we're pertaining to here, and then just hit OK. And then here is the host and IP information that's listed in the guild info tab, as well as the port. Some vents are set up with a password. Ours is not, so that would not pertain to us. And then a default channel, if you know the vent that you're logging into and you know the channels that are in there, you can designate which channel you'll automatically log into simply by typing the name exactly as it appears in the guild or in the vent. And then these are the options. Again, just leave these the way they are. Once you become an advanced user, if there are some of these things that apply to you, by all means check or not check them. But so and then normally you'd click OK there. I'm going to click cancel because I'm just going to go straight to my user information. And then this is what it'd look like when you were done. This button right here would allow you to connect to the server. So when you connect, you hear that ridiculously loud sound, and you're logged in. So this is what Vent would look like. The rooms are always different based off whoever owns the Vent and decides to name them. Um, you go into different channels that are blue simply by double clicking, and the ones that are red will come up requiring your password, and you'll be given that if you're allowed to go in that room. All the other ones you're allowed to jump through freely. Okay? Now talking in Vent. You want to go to this setup button. These buttons can change based on the settings that you have. So sometimes they're over here, sometimes they're different symbols, but they'll always, when you mouse over them, say what they are. So click on Set, and all of these options are going to dramatically depend on what your system is. However, the keys, the things to remember, this here, outbound and inbound, you're going to want to make sure those are adjusted accordingly. So if you notice people can't hear you, turn out your outbound. If you notice you can't hear people, maybe try turning up your speakers. And if that doesn't work, you can increase your inbound. And this is the important one. Right over here in this section through here, you have the enable outgoing voice communications. Obviously, that's just saying enabling you to be able to speak. You want that checked. Use push to talk key. You want that checked. And use direct input to detect hotkey. You want all those checked. The click sounds are up to you. That just when you push your push to talk button, it'll play a sound. Now the push to talk button means you have to push this button and hold this button down while talking. It makes it so that you're not just, no matter what you say in your house, people are hearing it. You get to control when people hear you. It's essential. Open mics are annoying. So this section right here, hotkey. If you just click it with your mouse, you notice it changes to mouse button 1. Now you're selected in that field. So now any key you press on your keyboard or your mouse, it will change to that. I pressed M, it changed to M. I pressed G, it changes to G. I use my arrows when I play World of Warcraft, so control is right beside it, so that is the key I choose. Most people use WASD to move. So something like the control on the other side of the keyboard might work. And you have to be careful. You don't want to use keys that you use a lot in the game. So obviously you use WASD. You wouldn't want to use one of those for the hotkey. So whatever it is, just select it on that and put it on, for my example, the right control, and then click OK. And you should be able to then hold that down and speak. And you'll notice that your green light comes on when you're speaking. And the sounds help because you can tell when sometimes it lags. So if you have those that press to hear the sound of when you press your control button, if you have that selected, it allows you to hear when it actually does shut off, because sometimes it has a lag if you have a lot going on. So that's about the best description we can give for downloading Vent and using it. If you have any further questions, by all means, hit me up. Later, guys.